All right, look at this beautiful mess. Welcome to this little review of the Sunny Fitness Power Rack. The exact model is the SF-XF9925. I wanted to make this because I didn't see any reviews for it on the internet. No video reviews, that is, running through features and stuff. And it seemed pretty compelling for the range that it's in. It's fairly budget option, and it seemed like a good fit for my home gym. So it arrived well packaged. It had the box was a little dented, but I'd say that's probably UPS rather than the actual company. It was well foam insulated and wrapped and marked. I really like how they labeled out the hardware. It's all like shrink wrapped together, and it even has a little wrench to put everything together. But I will continue this either midway through the building process or once I'm finished, and I will give my initial impressions and sort of run through the features and why I chose it for my home gym upgrade. I'm coming from one of these very basic cap half racks that is I don't know, got it for $80. It lasted me many years, but it's a bit wobbly and it just doesn't have the features I need. But I actually would recommend these, not for the price they're going for these days, as it is currently. Everything's a little expensive. But yeah, so I will check back soon. All right, the rack is just about put together. I just have to tighten up all the bolts on it. Initial impressions, it feels pretty nice. It's actually thinner than I thought, or the width is an inch and a half shorter than my old rack, which kind of surprised me. It's definitely plenty of space. It feels really well built. Everything's very solid. One issue, the only thing I came across is, I haven't tightened this up, but there's a slight bend in this. It looks like it got, I don't know, dropped or something, pushed over in packaging. But it's very slight, and the pull-up bar has 3 bolts on each side. I doubt that's going anywhere. It feels, really solid. And yeah, I'll continue with features and overall conclusions momentarily. And there it is in all of its put together glory. I'm going to talk about the features, why I chose this particular rack, and then I'll talk about quickly the building process and some improvements I think they could have made. So the reasons I picked this rack, it's in the budget range, a little over $300. I think shipped to me it was $340. Or 335 or somewhere close enough in there. It goes for a little bit more on Amazon, but I ordered directly from their site. The reasons I picked it are because it's got a plate storage built in, which really helps stabilize. It's got band pegs built in, which is not a feature you see on a lot of the smaller, cheaper racks. I also just love the colors. It's this sort of... It's right between orange and red, and it really goes with my, well, you can see there, my heavy bag. It's got a pretty good quality pull-up bar. I wish the paint is it's not slippery, but I could see it. I just wish it was just raw steel and had a little more knurling to it. It's this sort of textured. It's a lot better than if it was just straight up painted, but I'll see how it works, but it works. I don't know. I haven't done a lot with it so far. The other things I really like about it are the J cups and the safety arms. Both have these rubber built in. I'll see how these hold up, but they feel pretty solid. And they're square safety bars as well, which you don't really find in this tier of squat rack. Because the pin and type safeties always seem to have, I don't know, I feel like stuff just slides around on them. It doesn't sit as nicely. This feels like it'll be a lot nicer. So building process is pretty good. I clamped down pretty hard on all the nuts. It feels like they could have. I have some issues with the construction of this. Really, it's that I see a lot of potential, and I wish they would have changed a few things. So it has these nice, I don't know what it's exactly called, but this sort of sleeve construction where it goes up and over both sides, and it sort of clamps on, and it feels really nice. I wish they had that everywhere. I wish it was in the back here on this cross beam, and I wish it was part of the squat rack, or the pull-up bar, excuse me. I wish the pull-up bar was located in the back, or these top pieces also had that wraparound sleeve clamp, because it's still, despite being a lot heavier and more solid than my old one, it's still, if you grip it up top and you pull, you can move it. It sounds pretty bad because these swing back and forth. It's not actually getting a lot of lateral movement, but I wouldn't trust this with, you're not going to be doing a lot of kipping pull-ups on here or anything. Now, if you're doing pull-ups just as you're supposed to, this thing is solid. It's not going this way at all. Well, here you can see how I'm pulling it. If you pull it that way, it's not going. It's left and right lateral movement. It does have a bit of play. It has built-in, I keep plates down at the bottom to keep it sort of weighted down. It's got spots to bolt it into the ground, but I don't actually think that would improve the stability at all, because the play in it is all at the top crossbar. It's not the heaviest gauge steel either. I think I remember reading it's 14 gauge steel with a weight capacity for the rack of 1,000 pounds, which it feels like it can handle. Obviously, I don't think I'll be benching or squatting 1,000 pounds in my little gym, but I feel comfortable putting 315 on here, no problem. Up to, I'd say 405 probably on these. I wouldn't be concerned. And if not, I'll just do more reps. Excuse me, more reps. I'm too far into this video to reshoot it. So, yeah, overall, I'd say it's probably, initial impressions is probably like an 8 out of 10. It's quality, and I love the color, and I really like the features that it offers that some others don't. But there's a lot of potential. I wish... Oh, one other thing that is definitely of note is that the holes are not the standard 1-inch, because these are 2x2 posts. The holes are not standard 1-inch. They are apparently 3/8. No, not 3/8. What are they? They're 0.8 inches, so whatever that comes out to, which is of note because you can't use standard attachments. Now, I decided to buy some extra plate storage arms anyway, and I plan on just drilling out 1 or 2 spots, probably in the back near the top here, where I won't need to put this bot arms, because if I'm doing overhead press, I'll be doing that on the front rack anyway. So I'm going to add some plate storage up top, just some 10s or 5s. So I'll just drill out those holes if I really need to, but otherwise just be aware that you cannot add on additional storage or additional accessories that are industry standard without modifying it in some way. So yeah, that's the initial impressions and quick review. This is going to be about 10-minute video, but hopefully at least someone finds it informative. I'm just putting this out there because, like I said, I didn't find any resources for this particular rack when I was doing my own research, which was a shame because, again, this is a quality product, but with a few caveats. So I can't recommend this wholeheartedly without trying the other racks in similar price range and knowing exactly how they feel. But for my personal use and my experience with small home gym racks, I think I'm going to be happy with this. So take care. I hope this helped you, and enjoy working out.